What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a breaking football news story that shocked the world of football. And I want to start this video by Bill Shankly saying, above all, Bill Shankly said, "I would like to be remembered as a man who was selfless, who strove and worried so that others could share the glory, and who built up a family of people who could hold their heads up high and say, we are Liverpool." This European Super League, which Liverpool are one of the founding members of, it goes against everything that Liverpool Football Club stands for, and I absolutely hate it. And let me know what do you think about this idea in the comments below. And I just don't understand how the Liverpool owners, well, they are so disconnected from reality, they are so disconnected from the football community, the football fans, and the people are the football clubs, not the owners, not even the manager and the players. The football fans are the fabric of a football club, and selling all the major big English clubs to foreign owners. Now this is the result. You wanted more money into the English game, you wanted more money into the Premier League. Well, you got greedy businessmen who absolutely don't care about anything else other than revenue and profits. That's their bottom line. To get as much money as possible. And with this European Super League, which Liverpool announced on their website, they are one of the founding members of this European Super League, goes against everything that the English Football League stands for. In 140-year rich history, Liverpool Football Club has a more than 125-year history. And I'm wearing black, I'm not wearing a Liverpool kit because I'm absolutely appalled and disgusted and ashamed of Liverpool Football Club. And this is on the owners. I cannot think that the Liverpool players or even Jurgen Klopp, and I cannot wait to listen to Jurgen Klopp's pre-match and post-match interview, but to see what he thinks. But it should be the owners who stand in front of a camera and explain themselves, because this is the worrying thing is that these are the faceless people who never do public interviews, or who only do public interviews which are heavily edited. And the big problem, the biggest problem with the European Super League, in my opinion, is that basically it's a closed competition, and also you can't play in the Premier League and the European Super League at the same time. The Premier League rules prevent clubs from joining a European Super League in the first place. You have to either play in a FIFA or UEFA licensed competition. So basically what Liverpool FC and Manchester United and Chelsea, Man City, Tottenham, and the three biggest clubs in Spain and the three biggest clubs in Italy, what they want to do is join a brand new competition and break away from the traditional football pyramid. And for what? For a few £100 million extra revenue, extra profit, and to announce it in the middle of the pandemic, when a lot of people are struggling, when League 2 clubs are on the brink of going bankrupt and going out of existence. And there were even clubs during the pandemic that went out of existence. To announce this, to have the cheek to announce this in the middle of the pandemic, the timing is as bad as the proposition. AC Milan, Arsenal, probably even Tottenham don't deserve to be in a European Super League just because they are big clubs. They have to earn the right. And I don't want Liverpool to be in the European Super League. If we don't finish in the top 4 in the Premier League, we don't deserve to be in the European Super League. And also, Tottenham, Manchester City, Arsenal and Atletico Madrid, 4 clubs, 4 founding members of the European Super League, have never won the Champions League. That's what blows my mind. These clubs think that they are the biggest clubs in Europe, yet they never won the Champions League. How can you be one of the biggest clubs in Europe? And I mean, the top 6 right now is the top 6 that in England, but 30 years ago it was Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest and Everton alongside Liverpool, Manchester United and Arsenal. So this is it absolutely blows my mind how these businessmen, these owners, think that this will go ahead. For the football community, and I'm very happy to see the reaction, that it has united every single fan base around Europe, these Americans just want a franchise league, an NBA or NFL or NHL or MLS type competition where there is no relegation and no promotion, and no matter where you finish in the league, you get a huge amount of money no matter what. But also we have to say that there are drafts and a lot of mitigating circumstances in those leagues which make those leagues more fair competition than a European Super League. And let's hope that this is just a plot for these big clubs to put more pressure on UEFA to give them more money in the Champions League, because the Champions League will be revamped very soon as well. And I don't want Liverpool to be part of a European Super League, because it's just disgusting. It stands against everything that is what Liverpool Football Club is about. And I think if the Liverpool owners don't back down, if the other big clubs owners don't back down, they could find themselves in a much worse situation. This is a nuclear war going in football. And when one of the Manchester United board members, who publicly came out and said that they are first and foremost, their main job is to get the most revenue and the most profit for themselves, Manchester United, and they don't care really about the good of the game, the overall understanding of football and how it works and how it goes on. They don't care about that. They don't care about the fans. They don't care about anything really. Just the numbers, the profits, the zeros in their bank account. And that's a really, really disgusting and sad way, because football and sport is not all about this. Remember how you were as a 5-year-old kid, how much you fell in love with football when you were a kid. I remember when I was 2 years old, I could barely walk. I was already kicking around the ball in the garden, and I absolutely loved football for the competition, for the fair competition. And the UEFA Super League absolutely rips it away. That it's not a fair competition. It's a closed tournament. 15 teams will be guaranteed a place in the European Super League if it goes ahead, and just 5 teams will be promoted or relegated into the European Super League. But basically the 15 founding members of the European Super League will be guaranteed to play there every single season, even if they lose every game. That just absolutely blows my mind, how somebody thinks that's a good idea. Like how? Honestly, what on earth? And then Ron, a very, very reliable journalist of the BBC, said that Manchester United, Liverpool and Real Madrid are the ringleaders of this European Super League. And it really makes me ashamed to be a Liverpool fan today, hearing this, that Liverpool are one of the leaders of this European Super League, because the 3 US-owned Premier League clubs really mean this. They are sold on the NFL model of closed league with star clubs and star players driving value. Other clubs see it more as leverage over UEFA. They are unhappy with the new Champions League format, and they think that more money will be shared among more clubs. But why is that a problem? Jurgen Klopp in 2019, we don't know what he will say before the Leeds game yet, but we know what he said in 2019. Jurgen Klopp said this: "I hope this Super League will never happen. With the way the Champions League is now running, football has a great product, even with the Europa League. For me, the Champions League is the Super League, in which you do not always end up playing against the same teams." And Jurgen Klopp and his beliefs go completely against the idea of this. And if it happens, Jurgen Klopp could actually resign as the Liverpool manager, which would be the most disgraceful and devastating end to his great Liverpool career. And I don't want this. I think the fans will riot. I think Liverpool fans seriously will stop at nothing to scare these owners into changing their mind and backing them down. And I think Manchester United fans are on board with this, Arsenal fans are on board with this, especially these 3 clubs with the richest history in English football. Their fans will not stand for this. They will not accept them joining this European Super League, and they will stop at absolutely nothing to stop this happening. I'm pretty convinced. I knew and I saw what Liverpool fans did to drive away the previous owners, and Liverpool were this close to going bankrupt until, of course, the current owners came in. But they are also American businessmen who sit in their $1 million yachts on the ocean, and they plotted this for years. And the timing of the announcement is as bad as the announcement itself. And what is really sickening for me is they haven't consulted anyone. They haven't consulted Jurgen Klopp, they haven't consulted the Liverpool players, they haven't consulted the Liverpool fans, the supporters group, nobody. They just use Liverpool FC as their plaything, basically, as a kind of a price share on the stock market or a business venture. But this is a football club with around 200 million fans worldwide, and you can't do this. You absolutely cannot do this. Jurgen Klopp also said last season, why would we create a system where Liverpool plays Real Madrid for 10 straight years, every year? Who wants to see that every single year? The fun about Champions League is you play different great teams in different years. To even qualify for the Champions League, you have to be a great team. There are no like very bad teams in the Champions League. Even the third and fourth group stage matches are really tough games. And you play against all kinds of different teams from all over Europe. And it makes it fun. You have to earn the right to play in the Champions League. You have to earn the right to qualify from the Champions League group stage to the knockout stages. Then in every round, you have to earn the right to go to the quarterfinals or semifinals. And you don't have to earn the right to qualify for the Europa League. You just have to be a big club, or considered a big club by some people, because, you know, Arsenal, with the way they are going, I don't see them deserving of a place in the European Super League. Also, Tottenham, the way they are going recently, don't deserve to be there. I think teams like Leicester City, West Ham United, if they finish in the Champions League, they should be playing in the top four, and in the Champions League places. They should be playing Champions League football, and not Liverpool or Tottenham or Chelsea. Whoever finishes in the top four earns the right to play Champions League football next year, and that's the bottom line. That's what sport is all about for me. This is not America, this is Europe. You can't do this with our football. You can't do this with our game. Give our game back. Absolutely disgusted with this. Spy on Cop, a football fan group, Liverpool football fan group, said we, along with other groups involved in flags, will be removing our flags from the cup. We feel we can no longer give our support to a club which puts financial greed above the integrity of the game. That is absolutely well said, and I think more and more football fan groups will start boycotting games and making all sorts of movement against this. And the Spirit of Shankly, another Liverpool fan group, said this: embarrassing. As Liverpool fan representatives, we are appalled and completely oppose this decision. FSG have ignored fans in their relentless and greedy pursuit of money. Football is ours, it's not theirs. Our football club is ours, not theirs. We will respond fully to this statement in due course. And this is the full statement from the Spirit of Shankly football fan group. Despite our club's behavior, we are unified in opposition to them, and we will continue to do all we can collectively to stop these plans. So they are working with other football fan groups. I'm sure that we are working with maybe Arsenal and Manchester United fan groups. This includes seeking joint representation to the government and all of the relevant football authorities. We will issue a more comprehensive statement in due course. Also, UEFA said that they will ban any club from participating, their players, if they are participating in the European Super League, they will ban any player from taking part in World Cup, in European Championships, and even in Champions League and Europa League tournaments. Do you think that Jordan Henderson or Trent Alexander-Arnold, who are very proud to represent their country, England, do you think they will give up playing for England just to play in a meaningless European Super League franchise league. Absolutely disgusted by this, honestly. And Bill Shankly, Bob Paisley, they are rolling in their grave. They would be absolutely embarrassed and ashamed of what Liverpool FC announced. Jamie Carragher said it perfectly. What an embarrassment we have become, Liverpool FC. Think of all the people who have come before us at this club who would be equally embarrassed about this as well. And Gary Neville's reaction was great on Sky Sports because he was absolutely fuming. He said it won't go through, not a chance. People think my initial reaction was emotion, but it wasn't. We've got to stop the power base of football in this country being in the hands of the top 6 in the Premier League, because the FA don't have really a lot of power, the EFL don't really have a lot of power. They are just like a little brother to the Premier League, and the Premier League is controlled by the clubs, especially the top 6 clubs. That's the problem, because the top 6 clubs are controlled by these wealthy owners who don't care about football. They don't care about the football fans. They don't care about the football community. They only care about dollar signs, pound signs, profit, revenue, business. And football is much, much more than that. And yes, we need to evolve. We need to go with the times. So let's revamp the Champions League. Let's make it an even more interesting competition, but a competition based on merit and sporting integrity, and not on just put the supposed big clubs in and that's it. And Gary Neville thinks that this Super League proposal will get kicked out because the fans will hate it, the governments will hate it, FIFA will hate it, UEFA will hate it. The Premier League has already come out and already said they hate it. You will hate it, I will hate it, we all hate it. So these owners are so disconnected from reality to think they could put this forward at any time, let alone in the middle of the pandemic. And Gary Neville went even further. He said that the clubs that signed up for the European Super League should get points deducted. And if they actually go through with this, he said that Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal especially should get relegated for this. Wow, that is some strong words. I don't know what is the right punishment, but some kind of punishment has to be done. You have to stop this happening. There is no chance that this could go ahead, because this could destroy the football, the beautiful game as we know it. And it's really one of the saddest day as a Liverpool fan, and one of the saddest day as a football fan. And what is staggering is that these clubs think that they would want to sign up to a competition that is basically a franchise football with no promotion, no relegation, almost like that right to play the biggest games all the time. That's not the ethic and the ethos of Liverpool, of Manchester United or Arsenal. These clubs were not built on a philosophy like this. Forget the owners, they have nothing to do with these football clubs. They are just custodians. The fans that come into this ground, that supported this club for 100 years, are the people that matter. And we want competition, we want the ethos of the club preserved. Now some might say that's gone already, but forget the owners. They have nothing to do with Liverpool or Manchester United in terms of the actual history and tradition and philosophy of the football club. And the long-term future, they will be gone in 10 or 20 years. They just want to cash in. And they are just passengers in the night as far as Gary Neville is concerned. He said, I'm fuming that Manchester United Football Club, that have been pioneers, that should be leading from the front, that should be looking after everyone in this country. National League, North and South clubs are in disarray, close to bankruptcy. National League clubs are going bust and furloughing players. There are League 2 clubs on the edge of bankruptcy and annihilation. The whole system and pyramid at this time is struggling, and then these big clubs dared to announce something like this in the middle of the pandemic. The timing is my second point. So Man United as a football club to vote for this is disgusting. Liverpool, Arsenal to vote for this is disgusting. Gary Neville also said, Liverpool Football Club, the club of the people, you are a shambles. Just like Manchester United are, you are all the same. You will never walk alone, and all that rubbish we listen to, that's gone out of the window. with this announcement. It's a criminal act against the fans, ultimately, what Gary Neville said, and I actually agreed. He actually had a good idea that they should appoint an independent regulator, and basically they have to protect football from itself, because we have got imposters that are coming in to own clubs in this country. The FA has got no power. The power base has to be regulated so that there is a fair deal for fans, there is a fair deal for clubs at all levels, that grassroots football are looked after. We've got to stop the power base of football in this country being in the hands of the top 6 in the Premier League. We have to basically protect football from itself, and I fully agree with Gary Neville on this one. And don't get me wrong, I want Liverpool to be the greatest club in the world. I want Liverpool to be able to spend money and to buy the best players in the world. But I want us to earn it on the football pitch. I don't want us to have just because of our history or because of a rich owner like Man City to be handed to us. What Jurgen Klopp has done in the past 5 years with Liverpool, that perfectly captures what I love about football. Jurgen Klopp took over Liverpool when we were in 8th place, struggling. We were out of even Europe at one point, and he built up this club by hard work, by playing great football, buying the right kind of players, spending the money wisely, and he built up this club again, become the best team in Europe and the best team in the Premier League. On merit, we won on the pitch, and that's why we became champions, and that's why we qualified for the Champions League, and that's what football should be about. And not because you are a big name, you are entering this European Super League. Absolute nonsense, selfishness, and this kind of greed, which is on a whole another level. It can't be in football, in my opinion. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.